What do I do if my company forces a promotion on me and docks my pay $25,000? What would you do? Start looking for another job. Take your new title, start looking for a new job, and see just how important that new title is. Hopefully you can use it to get a higher paying job. You probably can't turn down the promotion. Looking for a new job while strictly sticking to posted hours is probably your best bet. Don't do any overtime anymore. Take the base pay increase because it will help your negotiating power when you apply for a new job. One to the looking for another job, but also, depending on your jurisdiction, if nothing has changed in your work or responsibilities, but they've taken you from OT eligible to not, you might have a case. Talk to an employment lawyer, bring all the documentation you can. Some companies do this illegally to save money, it's a form of wage theft. Do this while looking for another job so that when you exit, you can still work a potential case for back pay. They can change your pay going forward by lowering your hourly wage. However, it's illegal to misclassify a non-exempt employee, i.e. one who is paid an hourly wage and is eligible for overtime pay, as an exempt employee, i.e. one who is paid a salary and is not eligible for overtime pay. There are specific criteria for who may be classified as exempt, and if you were previously classified as non-exempt and are performing the same job responsibilities as before, you almost certainly don't meet those criteria. Start looking for a new job, but in the meantime file a complaint with the state and/or federal labor departments. Don't work the overtime. No thank you. I am happy in my career where I am and I am not looking for a change at this time. But I will be certain to mention in a future one-on-one with my manager if I feel ready to explore taking on additional responsibility and title. You need to be aware, though, that they are likely making this change to eliminate your overtime cost and you would not likely be working fewer hours when it all shakes out. So it's entirely possible that refusing this promotion will end up resulting in hours cuts or your position eliminated, so they can hire someone cheaper to backfill you. The title and extra money means you can find a better job. Or, if you're no longer getting paid overtime, then just don't work more than 40 HRS. However, keep in mind salaried positions usually do pay a lot more than their base in the form of cash and stock bonuses, or other benefits. I have no clue if your company is the same. For me, I prefer salary since it's very flexible and total comp is considerably higher than base. Sure, I might work a lot of extra hours when I have to, but then when I don't have to work I just don't. It's something to think about if you can skip out early or take a long lunch when the workload allows for it. Edit. In reply to the, they'd hate to lose me. That may very well be true with your team and manager and you might be the linchpin to the entire department. But HR doesn't see that or give a flying shit about that. They would happily scuttle the company if it meant cutting the fat where it shouldn't be cut. Be very careful with that. Just because we're irreplaceable doesn't mean the bean counters know that. You're not dealing with turning down a promotion. Your company is onto you in trying to do this to obviously force you to relinquish your overtime. Your options are to confront your job or look for another job. And honestly, do the job looking part first. That I am no longer eligible for any overtime. I assume salary? Enjoy the 5 year and only work 40 hours. You've been on the grind for 5 years, presumably to save money for the future when you don't work 65 hours a week. Congrats, that future is here. Enjoy your extra time now. Hell, take a day or two off a month with pay. Show them just how important that title is for your career. If you are at the point with a company that refusing a promotion is a financial decision, then you've met the end of the life cycle for that job. If I was you, update your resume with that brand new title and start looking for a company that will pay you what you're worth. Good luck. They would hate to lose me. Clearly they don't hate it enough to ensure they are paying you fairly. Don't work your ass off for a job that refuses to even consider you. Ida, nobody is going to mention this could be illegal? If your job hasn't changed, I don't think it's legal to just decide you're an exempt employee. There are certain tests your job description has to pass in order to make you exempt. Here's the Department of Labor's checklist. If your job doesn't qualify, talk to the HR person and nicely mention federal labor law. https. Blessing in disguise to find a new job with better opportunities? And that I am no longer eligible for any overtime. Don't work overtime then. Your time is worth money, and if they want compensate you for it, the responsible thing to do is to politely and firmly remind them to eat a fucking dick. Company did the smart thing and changed your job role to save money. Do the bare minimum that your role requires while looking for a job with a higher base salary. This is your boss pissing on your leg and telling you it's raining. Just know. Spruce up your resume. When you've secured employment elsewhere and put in your 2 weeks notice, do not accept a counteroffer from them. Something like 80 of people who take a counteroffer after submitting a resignation are gone in under a year anyhow. This is constructive dismissal in most places. The $250 you spend on and preliminary consult with an employment lawyer has a 50 chance of being the best investment you ever make.